Good afternoon, one and all. Welcome to TIKE, the influential kiddo and educator. We welcome our guests on board, special guest Swaroop ma'am and Reni ma'am. Thank you for being a part of this event and gracing it. Uh, uh, we everybody knows that everybody's going through pandemic, and children are not being able to connect to classrooms, and there are some gaps which we want to fill in, and life skill is the only way where we can fill in this gap. And I'm sure we have the mother of life skills here, Swaroop ma'am. Welcome aboard, and please share your thoughts on life skills to all our audience.
Thank you, Toral. It's such a pleasure to be here. And as you know, I love talking to people who are in education and, who are running schools because it's so important. But for me, one of the most important things is life skill education. And that's one of the reasons that I did not even think twice before saying, shall I do it? No, definitely. Because I think life skill education is something that, we really need to talk about. People don't know about it. So there are three things I'd like to clear along the way as I talk. And if I've talked too much, please tell me, Swaroop ma'am, aapka time khatam ho gaya,
No,
please
ma'am, there's
stop.
no time boundary here. Just enjoy your talk. And
Okay,
I would like to congratulate for all your achievements that you have and the
thank
wonderful
you.
job that you're doing. We want your support, your guidance to nurture Tyke. That's all we're looking at.
That's true. That's true. So that's one of the reasons I'm so glad. And Toral, you know how much, of course, I've met you through Francis, and, you're such a dear friend to us.
Thank you,
And
ma'am.
like he always praises you so much. Okay, so let's start with life skills before we go on to this self admiration thing. Uh, Life skill education. So there are two, three misconceptions, and I'd like to clear it up right now. There is a thing called life skill education or life skills. These are psychosocial skills which kind of help us in time of need, in times of problem. They help us to become resilient. They help us to take decisions, help us solve problems. At the same time, there is something called livelihood skills. Now, livelihood skills are things like cooking, cycling, carpentry, banking, time management, etc., etc. The reason I'm saying it this is I want to make it very clear we make a mistake. A lot of people make a mistake. Things like financing and all that, they would come under livelihood skills. So it's very important for us to understand. This definition is very important to understand is because when we have clarity in our definition, only then can we work on it. Then we can know what we are working on and not just do random things. Because in education, I definitely feel we should not just do ad hoc things, idhar ka, udhar ka. We should have a proper plan and a plan of action. So life skills. Life skills are psychosocial skills. Psychosocial skills, they are, there are three aspects in them. One is emotional, one is the social, and then there is the cognitive. So I will tell you what they are. Before I tell you what they are, I would like to make a slight criticism about, what is the trend just now. And, people like to be very trendy and, okay, so now the trend is 21st century skills. Okay. What are 21st century skills? And are these the skills we did not need before, and will we not need them later on? So, okay, fine, 21st century skills because the 21st century is going to last a long time. Do you have a list of skills? No, there's just a laundry list of skills. Now, when there's a laundry list of skills, you cannot possibly work on it as a school teacher, as a person who's running the school, as a person who's making a curriculum. Ye bhi hai, wo bhi hai, this is that, everything, just include everything in, or don't include this, it doesn't make sense. Then there was this thing called SEL, social emotional learning, which is super. It's social and emotional. And they forgot the cognitive part of it. Then they did a thing like then they added it and they made it, Cassell and stuff like that. But okay, they're great programs. But what I want to know and what I want to ask is if we have a thing which is just simply life skills, what is the harm? I mean, do we just have to be hip about everything? Does everything have to be trendy? No, it doesn't. The other advantage of life skill education is that that people, I mean, the WHO, UNESCO, UNICEF, they've made a list of skills that come under life skills. Now, this gives us a proper definition about what we should do. So, of course, I have changed the list a bit. So, I will talk about my list because I'm good at talking about what I am doing. In my list, we have coping. No, sorry, we don't have coping like WHO does. We have understanding and managing emotions, understanding self. That is, WHO has self-awareness, and I think self-awareness is a bit limited. Understanding self, especially when we come from India, where we have so much about introspection and looking at the self and self development. And just for everybody who's listening to me, in case you don't know, mindfulness actually came from India. It came from Buddhism, and Buddhism brought it from Hinduism. And that's where the whole thing of mindfulness came. So that is looking at your inner self, understanding yourself. So I think that's really beautiful. So I changed it to understanding the self, because then it included self-concept, it included self-esteem, etc., etc. I know self-esteem is not a skill yet. Then we have effective communication skills, skills of empathy, problem solving and decision making, creative thinking and critical thinking. You know something? It's such a wonderful list that if we do just this with the kids, they are really going to become awesome learners. They're really going to succeed in life because, for example, critical thinking is going to enable both the thinking skills, in fact, are going to help them to start thinking. Now is the time when we want people to become creators, not consumers. Now, how are they going to become creators unless they use creative thinking? They need a lot of problem solving skills. They need decision making skills. These are the days of communication. We've got so many medias of communication. We need that. And these are the time of stress. These are the times, and I'm going to go straight into the pandemic in a little while, is too much happening in life. We need to be able to understand and manage our emotions, right? Now, there is a thing about life skill education, which I am glad Toral brought it up, and I hope that all her parents will join with Toral for that, because life skills cannot be taught in a jiffy. You need to keep on doing it. In fact, Toral, I would just like to share with you, I have been, advocating for life skills to start from preschool in early years and go all the way up to post-graduation and beyond. I am presently teaching Masters in Social Work and HR, life skill education. And I'm teaching the same thing to them which I was teaching my primary students. And I have done the same thing for Anganwadis. As you know, Anganwadis are nurseries in India. So we are doing it for them. So I mean, like, I'm so thankful for that beautiful video you sent me.
Thank
And
you,
I
ma'am.
really hope, I seriously am telling you this because, you know, we're on, you know, like we're communicating on Zoom and, you know, it's not a private conversation. I am telling you, I think this is one of the best things you've done. Please start it. Please continue. If there's any way I can help you, ask for it. And I'm sure your students are going to do very well.
Thank you so
Because,
much, ma'am. Thank you.
no, seriously, is that which age, at what age do you really learn problem solving and decision making? Or is it only when you have gray hair? No, it's like you start at a very early age. The more, you know, the good problem solving and decision making that you start doing in nursery, you're going to become great problem solvers later on. You're going to become great corporate politicians, presidents, prime ministers, teachers. So you're going to really need this. People make a mistake, especially parents, is that they don't allow children to take decisions. And then suddenly they're young adults and they don't know how to take decisions because they did not take it when they were young. They don't do problem solving on their own. You know, we parents are so irritating. We just want to hold hand all the time. Oh, I will do it for you. Why don't you do it like this? No. So, Toral, I'm really glad you're starting it.
Thank you, ma'am. And I will need your guidance in every step that I take, ma'am.
I'm with you all the time. Don't
Thank
you
you
worry
so much.
about that.
Thank you so much.
Now, there is another thing, Toral, is that you know what? The other trend is good touch, bad touch. Of course, it's important. But you know, one of the most important part of good touch, bad touch is emotions. One of the most important thing about good touch, bad touch is problem solving. One of the most important part of good touch, bad touch is taking a decision and learning to say no. But that is only going to happen in the life skill class. So I am so glad that you are doing it for that reason. Now, since I just have another 5-10 minutes left, otherwise, you know, Reni is going to say, "Man, you took up all my time." No. So yeah. So pandemic. These are tough times, and it's so funny that I'm saying it with a smile on my face. But that's because I'm learning how to do the problem solving. I'm handling my emotions well in the times of stress. I'm communicating all the stress and tension with my sons and my family. Life skills is helping me in this. These are tough times. In fact, sometimes I call them dark days. And in these tough times, what is going to help you? Life skills is going to help you. It is very, and I just want to share with you all, Toral, I'm sure you know about it. I know Reni and Francis do know about it. Is that I got up on the first day of the lockdown, you know, when India's lockdown in 21st March or 22nd. And I said, oh my God, what am I going to do about this? And you know what I did is I started a 21-day life skill challenge in the pandemic,
Yes.
where I taught the same lesson to the whole family. Do you understand what I mean? That is that everybody has the same problems. And I taught that and I actually have things on my cell telling me that, ma'am, you helped us get through the pandemic by, you know, doing the life skill lessons. And I was just doing the life skill lessons like a 2-minute video. I was just doing a 2-minute video and maybe a few games, you know, which they could play with the family. Now imagine if that much could make a difference. Imagine if we did proper life skills in the classroom, how much difference it would make. I know that because after 21 days, we had the 14-day extension and I did lockdown 2.0. And when that got over, I got so many people on Twitter telling me that, ma'am, please don't stop. because this is really helping us, and I've actually connected with people I don't know. So anybody who wants to check them out, they can go on my timeline and check it out. On Twitter, I'm at Yo Swaroop, by capital O S capital WAROOP, Yo Swaroop, @Yo Swaroop on Twitter. You can check it out, the videos I put on. And I seriously believe in life skill education, because this is what is going to get equality. No matter which board you're doing, if you start thinking for yourself, you start becoming creative, you learn communication, you learn to empathize. Today I was in a board of studies meeting for an MBA program, and which was the skill they talked about? They said the skills of empathy are some of the most important skills. Now remember, skills, life skills are skills, and they need to be built up. So you have to learn them, right? We are born with them, but you have to go on enhancing them. You have to go on practicing them. And practice means more than 1 year, 2 years. So all the parents, if they don't have life skills in their school, they should ask for it and say, we've heard that life skills are very good. Why doesn't the management consider having life skill education? On my side, I'm doing great advocacy for it, and I'm trying to get all schools to have it in India. So whichever board is it, whether it could be IB, it could be CBSC, it could be the ICSC, or it could be the state board, or whatever board it is, the studies can be different, but if you're doing life skill education, you're equalizing it, because that is what is getting people to think for themselves, to learn for themselves. In case you don't know, India has come up with the new National Educational Policy 2020, and critical thinking, creative thinking, life skills feature very, 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 very importantly in it. Now, if a country like India, which has come up with its new education policy, has included life skills and critical thinking and creative thinking, it's going to be a very important skill that everybody needs to learn. So there is one catch about life skills though, is you cannot learn it in a lecture format. You have to learn it with experiential learning and play methods and things like that. So I think that's great. You can start it in the nursery and it will really work. So that's all I want to really say. I can go on and on for hours, but life skills is very important. And I think everybody, all educators, and what is the best thing is that the more you learn life skills, the better teacher you become. So teachers, it's very important. And the world's best teacher has to be an empathetic teacher. You're not going to learn it in a vacuum. You're going to learn it in your classroom. You're going to learn it by teaching. So I'm wishing you all the best, everybody. And please try to get life skills into your life. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. When you said the last thing, about educators, I know how much you're doing for all teachers to, in a way of dramatization and all of these things where, they are able to emote their emotions and speak out and, enhance the communication skills as well. Thank you so much. I would like to ask the audience, is
Do you
there
want to ask me
anyone,
something?
if they want to
Sure.
ask anything that they feel that, where they can make a difference in enhancing their life skills?
Yes, and I'm happy to answer any question too for a few minutes if you want. Yeah.
Okay, there's a question here.
How to
Sorry, go on, ma'am.
Yeah, I can read it. Ma'am, how do we implement experiential learning in a virtual environment? We'll have, this I'm praying to God is not going to be the new normal. I refuse to accept it. And I really hope that within a few years, we're going to be out of this COVID, maybe in a year or two. but we don't want life to stop, right? So what is experiential is giving them an experience. Now, I did a simple thing in my class yesterday when I gave my master's students, postgraduate students a break. I said, I'm giving you a break for 15 minutes, but before we go for a break, come on, let's warm up and let's turn around and that's getting an experience of warming up, right? Of course, it would never be as good as drama in education, but you can use it. So you can learn some very nice games which you can play online. For example, what I've done is I've given everybody a number, 1 to 10, 1 to 40 actually I have in my class. And then when I say 1 pass the message to 2, 2 pass the message to 3, they keep on passing messages that way. So you have to improvise. We do not want to harm the generation that's studying with us. We don't want to spoil it for them. And if we are creative thinkers, we can get experiential learning into our class, even though it's online. So don't worry, just think about it. You will have to be creative.
Thank you so much. We have somebody who's saying something for you, ma'am. Please.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the message goes, big fan, thank you very much. In fact, let me tell you this lovely thing is that within another 3 months, I'm going to be releasing my book in life skill education. And it's got all my life skills. It's got a framework for schools if they want to use it. It's got a curriculum too. And it's a toolkit. So it's got lessons with games, with experiences. And I am going to put a CD which is going to be only for webinar, web teaching.
Let me add here, ma'am has also authored a book on learning disability, which is also a
That's
wonderful
right.
book. So thank you, ma'am, for your lovely words.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you. Thanks
being
a lot.
such an important person here, because without your guidance, I'm sure this entire idea of life skills, TIKE, is not going to happen. And I
Oh,
would like
yes.
to share that all the points that you have discussed is a part of the course that we would be doing for teachers and children both. Not just teachers, anyone else who would like to enhance their life skills can be a part of this program.
Really endorse this. Believe me, I'm not doing it because Toral's my friend. I am a horror if anybody is doing the wrong kind of life skills. You saw I started with a definition, but Toral has seriously included every point I have talked about right now. So, Toral, it's a beautiful program that you have,
Thank you,
and
ma'am.
I would
Thank you so
love
much.
to help you. Yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thanks a lot. So I'm just going to hang around for a bit and then I
Please,
just may
please.
leave.
Yes,
Yes?
you
Okay.
should, because I also have another video which I would share by the end. If you are there, then you can watch it. If not, I will share it with you
Do
also on
that.
your
Sure. Okay.
email. Which
Thank
is,
you.
I have taken a trial session with kids on how to begin with life skills. So
Super.
yeah,
Super.
thank
Yeah.
you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you
Turan.
once again. I would like to introduce Reni Francis. Um,
Good
very,
evening,
very
Purple.
passionate
Good evening,
educator.
ma'am.
Hi, hi. Passionate educator, teacher, guide. Uh, I am running out of words. She is an amazing person, principal of Pillai's College. She is a teacher trainer there, now a principal, and a very dear friend to me. Thank you, Reni, for being a part of my initiative. Welcome on board.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to hear Swaroop, ma'am, and then to just be mesmerized in what she speaks and then just get drowned in her the theory of life skills that she's propagating, because that's something that you when you listen to her, that's when you understand perspective of life skill as a person you should really hold up to, and she's a person who's been driving it from the forefront, even from the back, from all
Thank you,
directions.
Reni.
Swaroop, you have been
Thank
an
you,
idol
Reni.
to
Thank you, thank
you
you.
have been an ideal always. Thank you so much, ma'am. As ma'am rightly said, this is the period of pandemic is a tough time. I will just add one more word to that. It's also a trying time, because we are all trying. We are trying now to just go on and take a different step today. We are trying today to mend our ways. We are trying today to make changes in the way we are looking at things. We would have never tried so many things that was there before the period of lockdown. We had a different perspective of handling things. But now, after the lockdown has set in, we have started trying the ways to communicate, trying the ways to uphold ourselves at many times. So as we speak about all these things, there are a few things that I would like to just add to what ma'am would say. It's not just add, to just even share my thoughts on as what she said about life skills. So ma'am mentioned about life skills and spoke about understanding. Okay, understanding self. That's the most important challenge that we all face during this period of pandemic. Understanding self, because there is a self delusion that we went through. There's a self kind of a, a blurred self. We didn't know where we are heading to. We didn't know, the future was uncertain. We didn't know when are we going to come out of this period of lockdown. How are we going to grapple this situation? How we are going to move ahead? We were so unclear about things. Even now we are so unclear about many things that we are facing through. But during this period, one thing that we have been able to identify is to manage ourselves, to build ourselves, it's like, protect ourselves during this period of pandemic. And for that, understanding yourself is very important. Now, when I say understanding yourself, I will just share that, it's always when you know yourself the best, you can help yourself. I may be sad today, and this sadness could be because of many reasons. But if I don't identify myself to be sad, then I will be continuing to remain sad and will not work out ways. Like if I have a headache, I'll probably take rest or sleep for a while, or maybe take a tablet and try to remove that ache that is disturbing myself. But even if I don't even realize that I have a headache and just carry on, it's going to aggravate. So first and foremost thing for us as individuals are is to understand yourself. Know yourself, give yourself some time and look what you really are as a person, what you really like as a person, what is some of those factors that trigger you the happiness or the sad component. Likewise, even look at your children. Now many a times we see children are really, now if you really talk to them, you will find out that they are sad now. They are not being able to go to school, they are not being able to meet their friends. The kind of social bonding that they have is very limited. We all have mobile phones, we all have WhatsApp, we are all communicating. What about our small little kids? They don't have a WhatsApp group, they don't have WhatsApp, they're not talking to their friends, they're not playing outside in the open. How do they bring that social bond? They are have also going through a trying times, so you need to understand them also when we are talking this. And that's when you make them realize that feeling for each other, as ma'am said, empathy is something that is very important that we need to incorporate. I'll give you a small story here. There was a mother and a daughter who were going for a walk in the garden. And the mother did not carry much money because she was just going for a walk. And when they were walking, the daughter saw a lady who was selling apples. And she said, "Mom, I want to buy an apple. I mean, will you buy me an apple?" The mother didn't have carried so much money, so she could just buy 2 apples. And she got those 2 apples for her daughter. She said yes. So after a while, the mother said, "Okay, can you give me 1 apple?" The daughter immediately took the apple, rubbed it on her dress very well, took a bite from the first apple. So the mother said, "Okay, So mother was waiting that the daughter is going to give the second apple to the mother. But she saw the daughter taking the second apple also, rubbing it to the dress, and again taking a bite from the second apple. So both the apples were, a little bite was taken from both the apples. The mother felt a bit sad. She said, where did I go wrong in bringing up my daughter? I have always told her to care, to share for others, to care for others, and to always. Then, when I asked her for an apple, she took a bite from both the apples. Where did I go wrong in my mothering, in my motherhood? And then the daughter instantly said, Mummy, this is sweeter than this one. So this you take, the sweeter one you can take. That time the mother was so happy because she said, oh, my daughter was trying to give me the best apple. And that's why she was trying both the apples to see which one was better. So that's exactly how you make the child feel for others. Empathy. You're trying to show how you care for somebody else, not give something which is you don't require, but give something which is so dear to you. And that's when the real aspect of empathy will be building in. You feel for them. When we always say empathy is feeling for them, then your feelings should be mutual. It should be the way you would like to be treated. So the same way, when you talk about during this period of pandemic of caring and sharing, we can't today maybe go to an open space and share with things, but there would be small little things that we can do in our own way. Probably that will help us to look forward to our things in life, to our further steps in life. And as parents, we have a very vital role to play. I'm a mother of 3 kids of different age groups, from ranging from 22 to 10-year-old. I know how does it feel when I'm talking about sharing and caring to my 22-year-old son, or whether I'm talking about caring and sharing or empathy to my 10-year-old daughter. So there is a vast difference, and as parents we need to build that up. Many a times we have these challenges of sharing or caring is because we have not defined our goal set. So our issues, or probably the steps, the stumbling blocks, could be because we have not um, drawn or demarcated, or it's like a framework that we need to make. Identify your goals that you need to achieve. Identify those factors that you need to talk to your children. Identify them and give them one by one to them. See that the small milestones that you set for your children are achieved. Then you go to the next one. Don't give too many things at a time to the children. The children will also be confused. It's like us. If we are given so much of food to eat at a time, and we don't know which one to choose, then it becomes difficult. Likewise, even for your kids, give them those milestones little by little so they are able to achieve. And when they are able to achieve, they will be having a feeling of satisfaction. They'll be satisfied. Yes, I have been able to progress. And that's how you really come up with things of making them understanding their self, understanding their self perception, thinking or having a positive self about themselves. It also talks about thinking out of the box, as ma'am rightly said, critical thinking or problem solving. Is it necessary that you need to have a problem to think out of the box? Not necessary. Give them an imaginary problem and tell us, let's think, what could be the various ways of getting those things to be sorted. How will you think out of the box? That will enable them to think. So it could be a small thing like you're sharing with your household matter. It could be, what do we cook today? We have only, it could be just show them 2-3 items and say that this is all the vegetable that I have today. What do you tell? Can you suggest? Let's think what we are going to cook. Probably that could help them to think. Okay, if there are some things that they need to add, so involve them. And that's when problem solving always happens. You're thinking out of the box, you're thinking about various situations, and that helps them to think and have a rational and decision making. Many a times we see children talking, and the decisions or the are not are not correct, and we say, oh, you took a wrong decision, you didn't consult me. But you are the one as a parent to guide them towards decision making. Tell them this is going to be viable, this is going to work, this is not going to work. So give them that difference, and when you give them the difference, they are able to think more logically in that form, and that will help them to understand. Also, is a situation, is ma'am said, coping with or understanding the stress. Which are the stress factors? What stresses you? What makes you feel low? What makes you feel good? Look into that aspects. You know, you can have those, we can have so many games. We have online games. I was just invited one for one of the college event from my college for Teachers Day. We had a wonderful set of games that we played. We played games on Kahoot. We played games on online, bingo. All these games we were just playing, and that just made us happy, very excited. And these are things could maybe you could also involve. May not be online. It can be just an offline game. As a family, you sit through and play some games and entertain them, or could share your stories. Tell them during our times it was like that. Okay, today is pandemic, but there was a time that we also faced through some challenges. Share it with them. They also know that they are also, you also have seen a trying time. This will help them to look at things differently. Allow your children to set their own milestones or pathways. Allow your children to set their deadlines, and give them that assurance that you are going to back them, you're going to support them for their decision. You're going to be there. So when they are going to set their milestones, look at them, be with them, and tell them, okay, will you be able to handle this? This is the way you're going to do. Okay, just wait. And rather than just jumping into conclusion and telling them, no, this does not think seem to be working out, maybe tell them to look out possible options which will help them. These ways will help them as a person to be a better self. Life skill, as ma'am rightly said, there are two, as she rightly put it across, life skills and livelihood skills. Today we are all in the rush of a livelihood skill, want to earn for a living. But that earn for a living always cannot be achieved if you don't have the right grounding or the right roots of a life skill. I want to do something, but if I can't communicate to you in the right manner, then I will never be achieving what I want to achieve. I want to be in a social group, but if I'm not able to speak to you nicely, so communication skills is also important. Knowing yourself is important. Knowing what you need is important. Problem solving is important. Negotiation is important. You should be able to negotiate. You should be able to put your thoughts very clearly. And when you do this, you're going to see a different self. Now we all are in a phase where you must have seen an image of a cat standing in front of a mirror, and sees the mirror and sees an image of a lion on the mirror. The image is portrays as of a lion. It just so shows that a cat can also perceive itself as a lion. So it's your duty not to give a vague image, but to give your child an image, understanding of self. And when you do that, you'll be able to understand that the child needs help throughout, whatever be the age that we are looking at as our children. They always need that support, and you be their support. Be them, be the change that they want to see in their life, but you need to be there with them. And that can only happen when you start thinking about these life skills and imbibing them or inculcating them in your life. Life is going to show us many different paths, or or many different things. But if you are not going to take the right decision at the right time, I'm just remembered of another story. There were two neighbors, and there was one neighbor who was continuously, and both of them had a similar kind of plant. There was a neighbor who was continuously taking care of this plant so much, nourishing it with water, giving it all the nutrients, that is what it wanted, watering it in the morning, afternoon, evening, giving it so much of water and food. And there was another neighbor, another person, who was just giving them a little bit of water in the morning and probably a little in the evening, and did not give too much of nourishment to the plant, but let it be. There was a very, very bad storm and thunder, in that village that day and one night. And the next day, when both the people they woke up, they saw that this person who nourished the plant so much, the tree was uprooted, whereas this person who did not nourish it so much, the tree was all firm and strong. The person said, I took care of my plant so much, but what happened? So this person said, you took care of the plant so much that the roots of the plant did not go deep inside to be strong enough, and hence the plant, with a small little thunder and a storm, just got uprooted because the roots were very feeble. You were giving so much of nourishment that they did not diversify inside the ground to remain strong. Whereas my plant, I just gave the little bit of nourishment that it wanted. And what happened with it was it remained strong because the tree found its own way to go deeper into the ground and take the nutrients from the soil and remain strong. That's your role as parents. You will give the required nourishment. The child will take care of its journey with your support. And when you do that, your child as a tree will remain strong and firm always. I wish Toral a very big success for for this initiative that you have taken. Toral, I'm sure that your passion towards children, I have seen you so many years, being so passionate about children. I'm sure that this journey that you are initiating will really bring in a lot of laurels for you, and it will really make a difference in the lives of all those children and teachers who are going to meet the children, their needs, their demands, and wishing you all the very best. May your initiative really flourish and do its best. Thank you so much, Sorel, for having me here today in this
Thank you, Reni.
session.
Thank you so much for
Thank
being a
you.
part. Without you and Francis sir, I think I would say boss. Without boss, I think I wouldn't have been the person whom I am. And I have grown from a teacher to an educator. There's a difference, and you have made it possible. I mean, I'm so blessed to have you both in my life to mentor me. Special thanks to Francis sir for mentoring me all these 11 years that we are together now, and being away from Mumbai, I'm still so well connected to you guys that I'm sure that without your guidance, this initiative, or probably I wouldn't have that kind of a courage to start something on my own. Thank you so much. And thank you for giving me all your blessings and wishes. Thank you so much.
It's always a pleasure.
Thank you. Anybody has a question for Reni ma'am and want to share something? Ma'am, you've got lovely comments here. Reni, you are so fantastic yourself. Thank you, Reni ma'am, for a wonderful speech. Wonderful explanation, ma'am. Uh, uh, you speak so well. Uh, my God, these are like I'm more than you. I'm feeling touched that I could reach out to you and to other people here. Thank you so much. So up next, I would like to introduce Tyke. Tyke is all about influencing kids and educators and all those learners who wish to have polished or amazing personalities, uh, a feeling of being perfect within. So this is a little bit about Tyke. I'm sure Reni ma'am said a lot about life skills. Swaroop ma'am, the mother of life skills, has spoken a lot about it. All the topics that she spoke about, I would be covering up in the course that I'm coming up with, which is starting on the 17th of September, afternoons for educators and evenings for children. Um, some topics which I would like to talk about is communication skills, safety, as ma'am said, empathy, self-awareness. We have something called as grooming management, So it not necessarily be something to do with your looks as a grooming, but yes, the way you stand, the way you talk to others, the way your facial expressions, body language, these are the few things we would also talk about. Because sometimes when you're in the classroom and if you identify somebody's body language which is different than every day, that's when we need to identify that no, this child needs help somewhere, needs communication, needs to talk and emote emotions. That's where we talk about grooming, and there's so many other topics that ma'am has already spoken about. We would try and cover up with mentoring of both our speakers, and ensure that we impart as much as knowledge as possible to all our participants. So
Uh,
lastly, I have a short video of the trial session that we had to give you a little glimpse of how this program is going to work.
Toral,
Yes, sir.
Farzana ma'am is there.
Yeah,
So,
oh, okay. Uh,
Farzana ma'am, are you there?
Yes, I'm there, Toral. All the best.
ma'am, I can't see you.
Hello.
Ma'am, I still can't see you.
Yeah, I'm there. I can see you, Toral.
Hello, hello. How are you, ma'am? Good to see you after so
I'm very
long.
fine. All the best, dear. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am. One more mentor, one more blesser, well-wisher. Thank you so much for being a part and joining us for this event. Thank you so much. I will definitely reach out to you because I've been seeing videos that you're putting on Facebook, and would help me in enhancing my knowledge also. So I'll be reaching out to you as well, and thank you for being a
And
part.
you're an
Ma'am, I would like
at
to
least to all those.
Yes, ma'am.
To all the listeners in Qatar, it is your enrichment and our loss that you all have Toral there. We miss you, Toral, because she is such an innovative entrepreneur and very passionate educator, especially early years educator. What she does, I'm telling you, and this is not just because I'm on a webinar and I'm chatting and wishing her, but this is right down, deep down from my heart, I'm saying that she is a super educator, and whatever program she starts, and she's worked, and in fact, I have worked a lot with her, and I know her expertise. So whether it's in life skills or in an implementation or in doing things differently, Toral will definitely is going to shine bright in the Qatar horizon. So all the best. And we are very much there for any help at any time that you need.
Thank you so much, ma'am. These words mean a lot to me. And coming from you, it's something really amazing. And the kind of experience that you come with, ma'am, I'm just a drop in the sea. That's it in front of you, ma'am, really. And thank you for being a part of TIKE's initiative.
We love you. God bless and take care.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So love to see your video.
Yes, I would play that quickly. Oops. So sorry, just give me 1 minute. I'm not able to see the video. So just quickly take a minute.
Pushpita, you want to share? Pushpita? Toral, you can find out by then.
Yes,
Pushpita,
yes.
I think she's very curious to share. She's like,
Sure, sure.
Hello. Can you hear me?
We can all hear you, Pushpita.
Yeah, all the best, total. And it was an excellent session. And always love to hear Dr. Swaroop ma'am as well as Dr. Reni ma'am. And it was a wonderful initiative what you have taken. All the best, and all of us are there with you with this initiative always. And you are very passionate, you are very creative, always work for kids, and you are very even whenever I have worked with you, you have always worked with great passion, as well as we all of us are fortunate to have you with us, and definitely we are looking forward to work with you in Qatar also. Thank you.
Thank you,
To
Pushpita,
add
so much. Thank you for your kind words.
You
Okay.
deserve the same, total.
Total, we can't hear the audio, so I think you'll have to share it with audio. There'll be a small tick
Okay.
mark. Below.
Okay.
Yeah, just tick that. Stop share and share again with
Yes.
audio.
Okay. 1 minute. Share. Okay. Okay. Can you hear now? Are you liking the online studying? Are you all enjoying?
Yes.
Enjoying. Okay. Next is Hitat. Come on, Hitat. Quickly tell me.
Hi, my name is Hitat. I'm in the district school Undi and I'm in 12th standard.
You're in 3rd standard. Fantastic. And you stay in Pune. Wow. So we have Bombay, we have Pune, and now we have Qatar. Okay. Hello. Hi. What's your name? I really like your hi.
My name is Meet. I'm in the district school Undi.
Your name is Meet, you said?
Meet. S-E-E-T.
Meet. Great. That helped me. When you spelled it, really helped me to understand your name. Thank you so much, Meet. Now what we do is, do you have mirror? Do you have a mirror?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, we're going to look at ourselves. Okay, and we are going to write 5 to 10 things which you like about yourself, the way you look. Are we done? At least 5. All right? Okay.
Yes.
Now, next activity. Quick, 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 quick. Everybody look here. 5. All right. Now you have to do one thing. Choose a partner in the group. Come on. Now you're going to look at each other and write 3 things. Okay, we are going to write 3 things. The way they look. Okay, look at your partner. Come on. And tell me what is that you really like, the way they look. Okay. Yes. So you're going to tell me the 5 or the 10 things about yourself. Okay, and then your partner will tell about you. Okay, Prahan, start. Prahan, start talking about those 5 things about yourself.
Okay. My mouth gives me a good shape. My eyes look reddish and red is my favorite color.
Okay.
My nose is like a big atom and I love science. My hair is very stylish.
Wow.
And my
Okay, Rutva, you have to tell about your partner. Now you tell about Prahan. What are the 3 things that you've written about Prahan?
I like Prahan's ping pong nose.
Sorry? I like Prahan's what?
Ping pong nose.
Ping pong nose. How cute. All right. Then what else?
And I like Prahan's smile. And then I like Prahan's dungy hair.
Oh, how nice. Prahan, how do you feel? How do you feel when your friend says this?
I feel very good.
You feel good? Okay. Quickly tell me, how do you feel? How do you all feel when, somebody says good about you?
I feel very, very, very good.
Very good. Very nice. You feel good. Oh, nice. Somebody said good things about me. Right?
Yes.
Yes. And do you feel you become confident when somebody says good things about you?
Yes.
When somebody says your specs are superb and you will be flaunting your specs, right? Yes, we all feel nice when we hear good things. Yes? Yes? When you say good things to others, they also feel nice. So it is good to say good things to others. And you can make their day. You will feel special. So would you want to make somebody's day special?
Yes.
Yes? So always we are going to say good things about each other. Yes, we will try to do that, okay? Do this, okay? Take a pencil or a pen and a paper and write 3 things that you like about, 3 things you like to do, okay? And 1 thing that you did really good for somebody. Everybody is going to listen carefully because our next activity is going to be on this activity. So everybody's ears should be open and everybody has to be loud so that everybody can hear, okay?
I like reading, dancing and singing. I thank my friend for being very kind and generous. She told me that I made her day. The day was bad as everyone was angry with her.
Everybody was angry with her and you made it good. How? What did you do?
By thanking her.
By thanking her. What did she do that you thanked her?
For being very kind and generous.
Oh, you told her that she is being very kind and generous? Oh, that's nice. Okay, she did one good thing and she brought a smile to somebody's face. Okay.
I'd like to draw superheroes and I've drawn one. I'll show it after I tell. I like to play football and cricket. I like to play the video game contest of champions and I even like to travel around the world.
Fantastic. Okay, something that you've done. Come on, quick.
One day my mom got a big cut in her hand, so I helped her to wash vessels.
Oh my God, that's a really big help. Very good, Prahan. Okay, now the one thing that everybody has said, which is a good deed that they have done, pick up any one of them, okay, write it in the piece of a paper, and we are going to take a goal, we are going to take a pledge that in this week I'm going to do this, okay, one good thing. Okay, finish. Come on, I'm going to count backwards. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on, ready? Wow, show me. Vaishnavi, I would love to see yours. I will help poor people. Fantastic. Lovely. All right. Who else? Arya, come on, show me yours. Okay, that really looks nice. I am going to help Mummy bake a cake. Fantastic. Brilliant. Hitat, come on, show me yours. Okay, Hitat, read it for me, please.
I am going to cook with my mother.
You're going to cook with your mom. Very nice. Rahan, what did you write? Read it loud.
Like Arya made her friends day good, I will also make others day good, even though they are not my family or friends.
Wow, fantastic! Lovely, lovely, lovely.
You need to be old.
Wow, that's such a good thing. Come on, everybody has to appreciate this. Who's going to clap? Can I hear some clapping? Fantastic. Ruth, what we're going to do is, we're going to take this cutout and put it on our fridge. Not now, after the class is over. Put it on your fridge so that within 1 week, you're going to finish this task, okay? Lastly, we are all going to take a nice picture. So can everybody come in the frame and nice close up so I can see your photo, I can see your face. All up close. Are you ready for a nice picture? Yes. All right. Okay, now tell me, what did you all do while we were clicking pictures? What did you all do?
I smiled.
You smiled. And then you did up your hair.
Yeah,
Somebody do their hair.
I did.
Yes, Hitat was also, I was watching Hitat looking at himself in the mirror and doing his hair. So what is important? You want to look good, right? Do you want to look good?
Yes.
How do you look
Yes,
good?
ma'am.
How do you look good? How do you look
My
good?
hairstyle.
Smile. With a smile.
Smile and style.
Smile. And you want to look nice and tidy.
I
Or
want
you want to
to
look like jungly.
Nice. Nice.
All want to look nice, no? That is why smile is very important. What is important? Who's going to tell me?
Smile.
Smile. So we are going to smile every day. Alright?
Yeah.
Yes? Did you enjoy this session? Did you enjoy? Did you like it?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Bye everyone.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Bye.
Thank you everyone for watching this lovely video. Um, for more details, if you want to know what is TIKE all about, we have a Facebook page, we have a page on Insta. You can get connected to us. All our contact details are mentioned there, and would love to share more about this, would want to reach out everywhere possible and ensure that this goal of life skill is reached to each and everyone in and around me, because what I have learned, I would love to impart to everybody around me. So thank you for being a part of this session. Thank you, Francis sir, for being a part of this. Thank you to our speakers. Special thanks to Swaroop ma'am and Reni. And I shouldn't forget Farzana ma'am. Thank you so much for being part of this lovely, lovely event. Thank you once again.